It's never too late, it's never too early. It's always half past, time to be thirsty. Beer 30. Beer 30. Oh, I think I will have me a cold one.
Hey y'all, welcome to another week of Beer 30. Before we get started, I'd like to give a shout out to some of our sponsors. TS Performance, the Purple Door Boutique, Brentwood Lifestyles Magazine, The Edge Salon, and Halo Real Estate. Thank y'all so much for helping us keep this music going. On this week's episode, we're going to start off by kicking it off with a little Brothers Osborne. On the beer, blame the beer on the whiskey, blame the morning on the night for lying here with me, blame the song for the band for the song, blame the song on the party that went all night long. But it ain't my fault, it ain't my fault. I'd have had a little fun, right or wrong I've done, but it ain't my fault. Blame the heart for the hurting, blame the hurting on the heart, blame the dog on the devil on the dog, blame the eggs for the drinking for the eggs, blame the 2 for 1 tequilas for whatever happens next. But it ain't my fault, no it ain't my fault. I'd have had a little fun, right or wrong I've done, but it ain't my fault. I got my hands up, I need an alibi. Find me a witness who can testify. You made a mistake, you got the wrong guy. I'm only guilty of a damn good time. No, it ain't my fault. Blame my reason on my name, blame my name on my racing, blame my like and knowing better on public education, blame the smoke on the fire, blame the fire on the smoke, blame the fight on the bouncer that couldn't take a joke, but it ain't my fault. I got my hands up, I need an alibi. Find me a witness who can testify. You made a mistake, you got the wrong guy. I'm only guilty of a damn good time. No, it ain't my fault. No, it ain't my fault. No, it ain't my fault. That song's so fun. This next song is my current single. It's called 4 Square Miles. In the middle of the Heartland, if you fall. An open cab John Deere and a hand-me-down Ford. 100 at a Chester White's, 4 kids and his wife. Granddaddy was a simple man, and he loved the simple life. Those 4 square miles of home, where the corn's knee-high by the 4th of July and the outcrop flows. And everything I know lies in 4 square miles of home. I was 50 going 65 on my way to L.A. Thought I left that life behind, gonna make it big someday. Stars out there ain't half as bright as I make them out to be. Might be closer to the sunset, but I ain't nowhere near as sweet as those 4 square miles of home, where the corn's knee-high by the 4th of July and the outcrop flows. Everything I know lies in 4 square miles of home. No matter how far away I get, I know where I can close my eyes and dream myself back home to those 4 square miles. Those 4 square miles. Those 4 square miles of home, where the corn's knee-high by the 4th of July and the outcrop flows. Everything I know lies in 4 square miles of home. Lies in 4 square miles of home. Those 4 square miles of home. I'll see y'all over on the couch. I'm gonna catch up with my buddy Justin. Y'all stay tuned.
Beer 30.
Justin, welcome to Beer 30, brother. Long time overdue. How
Yes,
you
sir.
been?
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely,
Appreciate it.
man. Absolutely. How you been? You staying busy?
Good. Yeah, I'm staying surprisingly busy under the circumstances. It's been tough on everybody playing music, but it's been another way to kind of figure out how to do some different things. So
Yeah, man. I've been watching you on social media, so you have been busy with the new songs and being on the road still playing. That's great. Good shit, man.
thanks.
But for everybody,
Trying.
for everybody at home that doesn't know who Justin is, can you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about you, where you're from, and a little bit what got you into music.
Oh yeah. Well, name's Justin Biltonen. Originally from outside of Asheville, North Carolina, up in the mountains, and started playing music when I was, I guess, 10 or 11. Had a somewhat musical family. Everybody was out there singing. We had music on. My dad always wanted to be a country singer, so we had music on from as little as I can remember, going to concerts as little as I can remember. Some of my first memories are concerts and different things. So music was always really prominent in our house. So there's always support there when I wanted to start playing. And started banging around on my mom's old Ovation acoustic that she had from the 70s, which I still have. But
Nice.
really showed interest in guitar. Took a couple lessons, but really started honing that in at church, playing at church quite a bit.
Nice.
Once I got into high school, that kind of late 90s, early 2000s
Yeah.
worship music stuff in the Southern Baptist.
Some of the best players, man, come out of
Yeah.
those worship. I mean, almost all my guys, I think, playing church bands.
Yeah,
Yeah.
once I moved to Nashville, I met a lot of people that kind of had a similar story. And
Yeah.
I think around that same time, like the people my age and a little bit older and younger for that matter, the music that was coming up in church at the time was like DC Talk and Jars of Clay.
Yeah.
And Third Day and stuff that was like kind of based in rock, but they had like these Christian songs that we were playing for worship music instead of hymns.
Yeah.
So I was in bands like 13, I think.
It's about the same time I started. I was in
Yeah.
a rock band about 13, 14
Yeah.
as well. That's awesome, man.
So I got a big education playing with other people
Yeah.
in the church setting, and then once I was in high school, I started, like writing songs and getting a little rebellious and listening to a lot of punk and hardcore stuff, and
Yeah.
starting bands with different people in high school that would play Battle of the Band stuff, would play little things here and there.
Yeah.
But did that all through high school and knew that I just wanted to play music and be an entertainer. And as soon as I got out of high school, started another band with some friends in town, and it was back when you could book a whole tour on MySpace.
Heck yeah.
And we'd print out MapQuest directions and put them in a little Trapper Keeper, and
Nice.
everybody had a flip phone, so we were using an atlas to drive places, and it was kind of old school. I'm glad I got to experience that before everything was GPS and
Right.
phones like it is nowadays. But I don't know how my mom got through all that. Like we were drinking in bars, and when I was 19 and out playing places in the middle of nowhere, and she was.
The life, man. Living the life.
So I did that for about 9 years with that band, and we got to do some cool stuff. We got to open for Slash and Korn and Drowning Pool.
Oh, no way.
Random little festivals here and there, and ended up with the same management as Three Doors.
Yeah.
This was over 10 years ago now, but through that I met all the guys in Three Doors, and around that same time I started writing with a guy named James House here in town. He saw me playing with the old band up at Exit Inn. We actually opened for Jackal.
No way.
And he was like, "Hey, have you ever, considered doing some country stuff?" And I was like, "Always wanted to. Like, I love it. I was really getting back into it again, just from traveling, not being as angsty and
Right.
stuff anymore." So everything kind of had a good timing with that. And I started coming over here. I was still living in North Carolina, driving over pretty much every weekend, getting off of one of 3 jobs that I had, and come over here writing with James, writing with some different folks, and he kind of took me under his wing, showed me how they do it in Nashville with
Yeah.
co-writes and kind of writing for a purpose and writing songs that people actually want to listen to.
Oh, yeah.
So that was a huge education for me, and it really ignited that passion, like getting into Nashville and the songwriting scene and co-writes and doing all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
kept that up, and a couple years later, going on 8 years ago now, I got a call. The guys in Three Doors needed a bass player, and I was not a bass player. But I was friends with everybody. They knew I could handle the job,
That's awesome.
and they believed in me, and they're like, "Take this serious." So sat down and had a friend of mine's bass that I learned probably 20 songs on in a week as best as I could, like playing with a pick, and I'm sure it was absolutely horrible, but it was
Must not have been too bad. They kept you around, so.
it was close enough for government work.
Yeah.
We clicked, everything was great, and they were like, let's go to Russia. So my first show,
That's crazy.
I didn't even have a passport. We somehow magically got a passport, turned around in like 3 or 4 days, which is
Wow.
a huge blessing. I don't know who was looking out for me on that one, but got that, and then did a month in Europe with the band.
Dang, so your very first tour with them was Russia, then Europe.
It was like
They fed you out to the wolves. They're like,
4 heavy flights into Moscow, and
wow,
from there just took off, and
that's crazy.
we all get along great. Everything clicked really well. So I keep it going, kept touring, and wrote a record together, and got to write on that quite a bit. So
That's what I was going to ask you, if you got to actually ride on that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome, man.
Us on the Night, and that was kind of a big pivotal moment too,
Yeah.
because we, we're all writing and playing songs together.
Right.
At that point, that was like the biggest thing I've ever done musically.
Right.
And the songs were in, number 2 through 5 for months, which was crazy on the rock charts.
That's awesome.
And that was a huge pivotal point for me because we weren't just kind of jamming Three Doors songs anymore. It's like, hey,
Right, you're making music with a band now. Yeah, that's awesome.
Around that same time, I was writing in town a bunch and getting with some great writers and some really close friends of mine now that were like, man, you got to get out and play these writers rounds with us, man. You got a cool voice. These songs are great. What are you doing? Just
yeah, man, you definitely got a cool sound.
Thank you.
I love what you're doing. It's a lot different than anything that I've, especially in town. I mean, you play all these writers rounds, you play with other writers, but you definitely got a very cool sound about you. I definitely dig that. And in saying that, I think I'm gonna put you to work and make you sing some stuff so
all
people
right.
can hear you. What about that?
Let's do it.
See how I did that transition? That's smooth as they come, folks. But as far as songs
that.
go, yeah, you can't teach that. That's all natural. But as far as songs go, what are we going to be listening to today? What are you playing for us?
Do my brand new single, Wild Mustangs. It just
Yeah.
came out on the 20th. And Worth Hanging On To, which is the single that came out before that.
Awesome. Cool.
Cool.
Well, y'all, I'm going to put Justin up on stage so y'all can hear what he sounds like. We'll be right back.
Cool. Adam, thanks so much for having me here on Beer 30. This is Wild Mustangs. Summer rain is putting down the dust. There's wild Mustangs out the window, running just like me and you. We were wild too. Love was all we had. Grenadine tequila got our courage up. Roadhouse in Reno, we decided that we would just say I do at a church bell drive-thru. Looking back, I wish we had. I wish we had. Think about you almost every night, saying, hold me, baby, hold me, baby, hold me tight. I hear the thunder and I feel the wind. There's a storm blowing up from the west again. Like a goodbye kiss I can't take back. Like walking away from what we had when we were summer rain and wild Mustangs. On and on, those years go by. I still see you when I close my eyes. In the desert sun down on one knee, turquoise ring. On a crowded freeway and the traffic lights, song comes on and it feels so right. It hits me like it used to do back when you were right here next to me. Think about you almost every night, saying hold me baby, hold me baby, hold me tight. I hear the thunder and I feel the wind. Storm blowing up from the west again. Like a goodbye kiss I can't take back. Like walking away from what we had when we were summer rain and wild Mustangs. Whoa, whoa. Every night, saying hold me baby,
Mustangs. Wild Mustangs.
This song's called Worth Hanging On To.
Good or bad these days, it's easier to throw away. Tried and true and it ain't what it used to be. Can't hold the hands of time, no matter how hard you try. That don't mean that time's your enemy. 'Cause life gets better as the years go by. This truck might be wore out, covered in dust, but it's still runs. It still runs. And these boots, they're a long shot from being brand new. But some things are worth hanging on to. Grandpa's rifle, Mama's Bible, and you. Love like yours and mine didn't happen overnight. It took breakdowns that didn't break us up. It takes work to make it work. We both have a lot to learn, and I promise you I'll keep holding on to. Like this truck might be wore out, covered in dust, but it still runs. It still runs. These boots, they're a long shot from being brand new. But some things are worth hanging on to. Grandpa's rifle, Mama's Bible, and you. Yeah, you. Chevrolet, my last name, and the Bible verse that found you. Some things are worth hanging on to. This truck might be wore out, covered in dust, but it still runs. It still fires right up, yeah, these boots. Well, they're a long shot from being brand new. Some things are worth hanging on to. Yeah, some things I'll always hang on to. Grandpa's rifle, Mama's Bible, and you. Yeah, you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Beer 30.
Back to the couch, Justin. Great songs, man.
Thank
You got such a cool sound, man. There's definitely that I can hear that rock influence, but still very much country music, and that's awesome, dude. I love that. I kind of drive my sound from southern rock meets country music as well. I love that Skinner guitar type stuff, but you have such a unique. It's cool. You're not like anybody else, and I think that's what makes it good music.
I appreciate that. I just kind of play what I like, and
Yeah,
whatever comes out.
the feel of it is great, man.
Do my best not to just chase
Yeah, you can chase moving targets all day long, but I think it's important just to, like you said, play what feels right for you, and you're doing a great job at that. But besides music, we'll get behind the music now. So tell me, what do you got going on, man, other than music? What do you do in your free time?
Just started an apparel company this summer. It's called Sacred West Trading Company. It's all like kind of Wild West stuff that I like doing.
Dude, I love that. That's awesome. I had no idea.
That's me and one of my best friends, Darren. We grew up together back in Asheville, and he's lived here for 15 years.
Yeah.
Worked all through the music industry, different stuff, and he's really good with computer programming. I have no idea how to do any of that stuff. So he's really good with design stuff too. So me and him just started kind of cranking away at this idea that I had, and ended up launching it about a month ago.
No way, man. That's awesome.
It's been cool, especially with everything shut down. I was kind of looking for different ways to be creative, and it's something I always wanted to do.
Yeah.
So, my jewelry stuff that I always wear.
I was about to ask you about that. Is that from that company, or is that?
We got a little bit on there. We're added like kind of a vintage section. And it's all stuff that I've found on the road over the years, and started offering that as like a cool little thing on there because it fits with the brand, and
Nice.
the fans loved it, and I thought it'd be cool to offer up some of the stuff they actually had. So we got that on there. We're adding new stuff all the time, new designs. Takes up a good bit of time. Like working out,
Get it.
doing that. Doing a little bit of leather work. Starting to get back into more of it. Yeah,
That's awesome, man.
I like the paddle board when it's warm. That's fun.
Paddleboarding is great. I'm a kayak guy. I fish. I do a lot of fishing. I don't hunt as much as I used to, but being close to Old Hickory Lake, I do a lot more kayaking and fishing and stuff like that. Paddleboarding's awesome, but man, I do like this. I have a set of questions that I love to ask. You were talking about concerts earlier. What was your first concert that you can remember that you ever went to?
So, way back when, there's an Ingles food store back where I grew up. It was like one of the best grocery stores anywhere. I wish we had them here. But they used to do something called the Ingles Food Fair, and it was at the Asheville Civic Center, and they always had like big country bands.
Yeah.
And I'm probably getting this completely wrong, but I swear it was Alan Jackson when he first kicked off. And that's my dad's favorite country artist.
AJ, that's a good one.
And so I know we saw him. It was either at the Ingles Food Fair or somewhere else in town. But I know we saw him because we used to go see a lot of stuff at the rodeo too.
That's awesome, man.
So rodeo was like right down the street from us.
That's awesome. My very, very first one, my mom took me to, and it was in Evansville, Indiana, and it was Brooks and Dunn opening for Reba. And I want to say Terry Clark was the opening act at that time. And I still have it today, but they threw, one of their drummer threw a drumstick out, and I caught it.
That's awesome.
I fought for it, and I got it. I don't even know how old I was. I don't even think I was a teenager yet. I remember I was young, though. But, yeah, that was my very first one.
Very cool.
But that's cool, man. AJ that's a great one to see.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm getting the details wrong, 'cause I think I was like 4.
Yeah.
But I vividly remember like being up in some stands and hearing the concert that night.
So who are a couple of your influences as far as music goes?
That's a great question. I got so many.
I'm saying.
I feel like I listened to a lot of different stuff.
Yeah.
And definitely grew up and got back into all the classic country stuff.
Yeah. Same.
I think around 20, I started really digging back into Waylon, Willie, Merle Haggard, and all that good stuff. And then all the stuff that I grew up on that was new whenever I was growing up, like Al Jackson, Brooks and Dunn, Garth Brooks, Shenandoah, Restless Heart, Little Texas, all that stuff I love. Like the harmonies, the songwriting, it's so cool. Love Alabama. Love the Eagles. A lot of classic rock stuff. There's a lot of new bands that I love. There's a cool new band now called Emarosa.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of pop rock stuff, but it's awesome. I saw them at Rocket Town. Rocket Town?
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah. Here in
2
town?
years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago, and they were phenomenal. It was so cool. So I listen to them a lot. Listen to a lot of hardcore stuff still if I'm in traffic.
I hear you. I'm the same way. I got like my gym playlist. It goes from like I have a few little hip hop artists I listen to still today, but most of it is like from like 90s, like Deftones and
Oh, yeah.
Korn and all that, and Pantera and stuff like that. That's my gym music. It gets me right. But all right, speaking of music, I'm gonna make you work one more time.
All right.
We're gonna hit the stage again. I'm gonna make Justin play. Justin, what are you gonna play for us this time?
One of my favorite songs I love playing, I always save it for the end of my set.
Yeah.
But it's called "She's Got the Highway." It's for all ladies out there, because y'all love music, y'all love traveling and doing all that stuff as much as we do. So wrote a song about it.
That's awesome, man. Well, I'm gonna put Justin on the stage. She's got the highway coming at y'all.
She loves the freedom of the open road. Suitcase in the back and she's ready to go. Find her favorite station on that XM radio. She loves the beauty and what she don't know. The truck stop coffee that keeps on going. Singing along, singing along, singing along. She's out there on her own. She never feels alone. She's got the highway, rolling every window down. That's her way. I'm afraid to sing it loud. On every beat, every mile, she turns up that dial. Feels like home when she's away. She's got the highway, yeah. She's got a keychain from every state. She'll admit that she's bad with names. She won't ever forget your face. It only takes one time for her to learn every line, every verse. Till she's singing along, singing along, singing along. She's got the highway, rolling every window down. That's her way. I'm afraid to sing it loud. On every beat, every mile, she turns up that dial. Feels like home when she's away. She's got the highway, yeah, yeah. She's got the highway, yeah, yeah. She'll send a picture home from everywhere she goes. Let her mama know she's got the highway, rolling every window down. That's her way. Ain't afraid to sing it loud. On every beat, every mile, she turns up that dial. It feels like home when she's away. She's got the highway, rolling every window down. That's her way. Ain't afraid to sing it loud. On every beat, every mile, she turns up that dial. Feels like home when she's away. Feels like home when she's away. She's got the highway, yeah, yeah. She's got the highway, yeah, 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 yeah. She's got the highway.
Beer 30.
Dude, again, great music. Love what you're doing. You got such a cool sound about it. I can't wait to hear more. That's fantastic stuff, man. So, for everybody watching and listening, where can they find your music? I know you got
Pretty much all the normal places now, all the streaming services, pretty much every one of them out there.
all streaming
Spotify,
platforms.
iTunes, Apple Music, like all that stuff is.
And what's your social media tags for everybody so they can come look you up?
Justin 3 Doors Down's the easiest one.
Perfect.
That's my Instagram, and then you can find me off all that other stuff.
Don't get confused because my hair is a little bit better than Justin's, but very similar social media platforms. But no, man. But again, great music. I ask every one of my buddies this that I have come in just because I'm always curious. But up to this point in your musical career, what has been kind of your holy shit moment of like, I can't believe this is happening right now?
I think I have a lot of them. 'Cause I really do think like everything that happens and it's like a huge blessing
But, yeah.
to be able to do any of the stuff that we can do these days. Playing in Europe the first time with the band, we played Download Fest and there was like 100,000 people there, and that was a pretty heavy moment.
Yeah, I imagine.
Played the inauguration 4 years ago was crazy. A lot of people when you're playing for a president. I don't care anybody's political opinion.
Right.
It was a huge honor.
Still
I'd do it
got-
again. Personally, with my music, worth hanging on to. I had a bunch of radio play, which was kind of crazy. It was
Yeah.
like ended up on some charts, which I couldn't believe.
It's awesome, man.
This new song, Wild Mustangs, I got an article in Forbes.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, I think I just saw something about you have an article in Forbes
Yeah,
magazine about
yeah.
your new song. That's huge.
Yeah, so I think there's like constant stuff that's
Always growing,
wow,
man. That's
cool.
important.
Yeah,
Heck yeah.
and I think that's if you stay in that mindset too. I
Yeah.
think, like if you stay excited, stay humble, and like find the blessings and stuff, and
Yeah.
it keeps you going and keeps you excited about what you're doing.
That's awesome, man. So another one. I love this one too. If you could write with anybody, living or past, or maybe even share the stage with somebody, living or past, who would that be?
That's a good question. Huge Elvis fan. Would have been cool, like just to be in the same room with him,
Right?
like playing or just hanging out and talking or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah, the King would be a good one.
Yeah, a bunch of writers in town I'd probably love to write with. Love to write with Jason Isbell. That'd be cool.
Yeah, he's a genius, man. That guy.
I probably wouldn't even have anything to
Yeah.
contribute. I'd just be like,
I'd just
"Cool,
be
man,
like,
this is-
I have a
this is
title of
neat."
a song, and then he'd just probably write the whole song.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I get it.
Um,
I get a third because I came up with the title.
But yeah, I'm sure I can think of more, but
That's awesome. Do you have any embarrassing moments on stage?
I'm sure I have. I've dropped stuff, I've tripped,
I've tripped and fell
all
before.
sorts of. There's always something.
My favorite though is when you're singing one of your own songs that you've co-written or written by yourself. It's happened to me both times. I wrote a song by myself and a co-writing song. Being on stage singing that song, and then the next verse comes, and you don't know completely just gone. No, I mean I look all around to try to find it. I'm looking at players like, what's the next line? But I know I'm not the only one. I was at a concert. Jason Aldean was playing, and I think it was that I can't remember the name of the song, but it's that it starts out that little Jimmy Jackson,
Yeah.
that song, and it come to the second verse, and like the band is on time, everybody jumps in, and I'm like waiting for this big dramatic moment because he's not saying nothing. His second verse still hadn't said anything, and then finally they just jump back into the chorus and finish the song. And Aldean was like, "That's the remix. I hope y'all like that." But yeah, he completely spaced, so I don't feel bad whenever I do it anymore.
Yeah, I think it happens to the best of everybody. You just got to roll with it and laugh.
Just gotta go. Yeah, it happens. But speaking of singing again, I'm gonna do my part now and play a couple songs. And dude, I'd love it if you could join me on Beer 30 if you're up for the task. It's
Get us another beer and let's do it.
All right, sounds good. All right, y'all, we're gonna hit the stage. See you in a minute.
Oh, hell no. Well, you never know no
streets and play too loud. Hang out with that rough and rowdy crowd. That's y'all. Well, that don't mean I don't respect my mama or my Uncle Sam. Yes, sir, yes, ma'am. I may be a real bad boy. Oh, but baby, I'm a real good man. I may have a reckless streak, at least that country mile wide. If you're gonna roll with me, it's gonna be a wild ride. When it comes to loving you, well, I got velvet hands. I'll show you how a real bad boy can be a real good man. Oh, get on the phone. Take all the good times I can get. Yeah, I'm too young for growing up just yet. Ain't much I can promise you except to do the best I can. I'll be damned. But I may be a real bad boy. Oh, but baby, I'm a real good man. I was some of my way from Montgomery. I had my guitar on my back. When a stranger rolled up beside me in an antique Cadillac. Well, he was dressed like 1950, half drunk and hollow-eyed. Said, it's a long walk to Nashville, would you like a ride, son? So I climbed up in the front seat and turned on the radio. And sad old songs coming out of them speakers was solid country gold. Then I noticed the stranger was ghost of white pale when he asked me for a light. And I knew there was something strange about this ride. He said, Drifter, can you make folks cry when you play and sing? Have you paid your dues? Can you moan the blues? Can you bend them guitar strings? He said, boy, can you make folks feel what you feel inside? Cause if you're big storm bound, let me warn you, it's a long haul ride. When he cried just south of Nashville, and he turned that car around, he said, this is where you get off, boy, cause I'm going back out of bank. Well, I climbed out of that Cadillac and I said, Mister, many thanks. He said, you ain't gonna call me Mr. or Mrs. Oh, call me Hank. Said, Drifter, can you make folks cry when you play and sing? Have you paid your dues? Can you moan the blues? Can you bend them guitar strings? Said, boy, can you make folks feel what you feel inside? Cause if you're big storm bound, let me warn you, it's a long haul. Drifter, can you make folks cry when you play and sing? Have you paid your dues? Can you moan the blues? Can you bend them guitar strings? Said, boy, can you make folks feel what you feel inside? Cause if you're big storm bound, let me warn you, it's a long haul ride. If you're big storm bound, let me warn you, it's a long haul ride. If you're big storm bound, or let me warn you, Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. This is officially the last Beer 30 episode of 2020. So I just want to say thank you all for tuning in throughout the year and watching our show. I'm not sure about y'all, but I am definitely ready to get this shit show of 2020 over with and start fresh in 2021. So, again, thank y'all so much for being a part of this. We got big things coming in 2021. So make sure to tune in at the beginning of the year. And in perfect Beer 30 fashion, just like always, here's Beer 30. Stopped by the bar about noon today. They said happy hour is 5 hours away. The quick sack out back and I was okay, 'cause there's 24/30s in every day. It's never too late, it's never too early, it's always half past, time to be thirsty. Beer 30, stuffing my face with biscuits and gravy. Mother-in-law driving me crazy, starting to make me nervous and shaky. The Yeti's in the truck bed ready to save me. It's never too late, it's never too early, it's always half past, time to be thirsty. Beer 30. Anywhere and everywhere, anytime is chiller time. Mr. Minute Hand can be your friend when he's sitting between 7 and 5. Hey, early bird or graveyard shifter, it's never a work with the spirit lifter. Pop a silver top and get your taste buds pickle, or wait for the whistle to wet your whistle. It's never too late, it's never too early, it's always half past, time to be thirsty. Beer 30. Anywhere and everywhere, anytime it's chiller time. Mr. Minute Hand can be your friend when he's sitting between 7 and 5. It's never too late, it's never too early, it's always half past, time to be thirsty. Beer 30. Beer 30. Oh, I think I will have me a cold one.
Have me one too.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all so much again for tuning in. Good night, everybody, and we'll see y'all in 2021.